plug it.
You can cut that back.
Laurie picked our film this week.
I did. I picked Hunt for the Wilderpeople because I had seen the first half and very much enjoyed it, but I stopped watching it, and I remember why I stopped watching it now. It was because of the sense of impending doom. Things are just going to go horribly and it's going to be a sad ending. That's what I felt. I stopped watching at the moment when his dog was gored by a boar. Which was too sad for me. But I wanted to go back and rewatch it, and I thought this was a good opportunity to do so. To make you watch it with me. Yeah. And it turned out I was wrong because it had a lovely ending.
You did.
Yeah.
Not enough to stop people crying, though. That was a weepy ending.
Yeah, I had a bit of a cry actually.
Yeah.
But did people enjoy it? How did you?
I thought it was fantastic.
Did you? Oh, good.
One of the best films I've seen in a long time.
Oh, good.
It was great indeed.
Yeah. Oh, I get my notes.
I laughed all the way through it, and like every bit of it was brilliant.
Oh, great! That might be the first time I've ever recommended a film to you, Michael, that you've enjoyed.
No.
Genuinely enjoyed. What have we had?
can't
Prince
be
of
right.
Egypt, Debacle.
Prince of Egypt, that was good. I enjoyed I gave that 3 stars on Letterboxd.
Yeah, 3 stars. This is what I mean. Like, every film I recommend to you is a 3-star film.
3 stars is good. That means it's a good film. You recommended What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
Another Norwegian comedy film.
Norwegian.
Sorry, Norwegian. New Zealand.
By the same director. Actually.
By the same director. I
With
can
Rhys
believe
Darcy
that.
in
With
it.
Rhys Darcy in it.
Who's restarted?
Mary Hewitt. End meeting.
Mad Sam or whatever his name was.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Psycho Sam.
Psycho Sam.
Yeah, he's fantastic. I love him.
He's very
in
good.
Everything.
I think he might be in everything from New Zealand that I've ever seen.
Yes, me too, actually.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's a good actor.
Yeah.
I thought it was a wonderful film. But yeah, no, I feel like I've often enjoyed films you've recommended.
Okay.
Just can't think of any. Yeah, The Breadwinner maybe didn't do all that much for me in the end. Had a lot of good points, but anyway, this one was a definite winner.
That's good. Excellent. Glad to hear it. Yeah, it's loved the humour in it. It struck the right note, I think, of like funny but kind of sad sometimes.
Yeah.
A bit tragic and heartwarming. Yeah.
It was wonderfully sort of understated, like right from the very start, where they're just being really unsupportive and rude to the poor little boy who's going to a new home.
Real baiting. Yes.
Get out of the car. Nobody else wants you.
Now, obviously, we've got a couple of things to talk through, Bella. Clearly, you've been briefed about his background and also his foster care history. Apparently, he's a bit of a handful, real bad egg. I mean, if you look in his file, you'll see that for yourself. We're talking disobedience, stealing, spitting, running away, throwing rocks, kicking stuff, defacing stuff, burning stuff, loitering and graffitiing. And that's just the stuff we know about. But hopefully, change in scene will help straighten him out.
Even Bella. Was it Bella? His foster mum was like,
Yeah, she was making
who
really
ate the
mean
guy who ate all the
comments.
pies? Am I right? You hungry?
Oh, she was wonderful as
We
well.
obviously are. Yeah, she was wonderful.
I didn't see her dying at all. Never saw that coming.
Yeah, could so easily just have been like he grew up with them and turned into an awesome person, and that was it. Like a weaker story would have been very easy.
Yeah.
That was.
That was a real punch to the guts.
Yeah.
What did
Yeah,
you think,
it's fine,
Fernando?
I loved it as well. Maybe I did not like the ending,
Oh, didn't you?
although I can't remember what the ending is.
They reunite and they go back into the bush to look for the bird that they saw.
Well,
Do you remember
I
that?
suppose it was okay. I enjoyed it. What else?
What didn't you like about the ending?
Maybe I did like it.
Oh, you did.
Maybe I did like it. Yes.
Why did you think you didn't like it?
Maybe because all the adventures ended, and well, I suppose it has to have an end, but I wanted a little bit more. Another thing that I appreciated is that they all were writing haikus.
Yes.
Because I really like poetry. I have an example of a haiku that maybe I cannot read, but surely
No, I
Michael
think you should
can.
read it.
I think you should
I
share it.
would love to hear you read it.
Here it is.
Number 6. Oh yes, so one of the ones in the film, which is Kingy, you wanker, you asshole, I hate you heaps, please die soon, in pain.
It is beautiful. It is beautiful. It's quite powerful.
It's very subtle though.
It was wonderful.
It's a subtle power.
Yeah.
What you've written lol on the side of this as well.
Oh yes.
Did you just note when you laughed?
Yes, indeed. Yeah, that is what happened, and I laughed after he. Well, I thought it was a very stupid idea to fake your own death, and that's what I wrote. Lol. When he wrote a note saying I'm dead,
Yeah.
as you can clearly see, like my dead body in the barn, and then he proceeds to burn something, his clothes. I thought it was stupid, but fun as well.
The other thing I was trying to think, he wrote this barn. Did he nail the piece of
I
paper
think
to
he
the burning
did.
building?
Yeah. Yeah.
As
That's
if
what I
someone would
thought.
see
That's
that
what-
piece of paper.
Well, he didn't think the barn would catch fire. You just thought,
Oh yeah, that's true. He just thought he would burn the body.
yeah, just the
I think he said, I burned myself alive inside this barn, something like that. Yeah.
And he apologises
Good.
in the end for burning down the barn, so we didn't mean
Yeah.
to burn down the barn. I think.
That's good.
I also noted that I love the way that they speak, and that I wish I spoke naturally.
Oh, I know.
like
I
that.
love a New Zealand
so
accent.
good.
It's good.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about accents.
Yeah.
There were 2 different accents in the film that I was aware of, and I wasn't sure what accounted for that. So a bunch of the characters had one accent, and just a few of them had a different accent. And I wasn't sure if it was meant to be a Maori accent. So I guess most of the characters had what I think of as a normal Kiwi accent, but then the preacher at the funeral
Oh yeah.
and the woman on the horse and her brother,
Dad, I think.
her dad, those 3 characters had this very different accent that sounded maybe a bit more South African or a bit more something different.
Oh.
And I wasn't sure if that was because they were from a different part of New Zealand or whether they were supposed to be Maori.
I don't know if
I'm
it's
not
maybe just
sure.
like a countryside thing or something. Like
Yeah,
just,
like a rural accent. Any
We should
thoughts?
ask someone. No, I have no idea. But yeah, I did
Yeah.
notice the preacher having a different accent.
Yeah.
I didn't notice the girl and her dad having a different accent.
Oh,
but maybe
I
just
thought they
didn't.
had really weird accents.
Okay.
Yeah. And I did notice that all 3 of those characters had darker skin.
We're Maori. They are all.
They are all
Yeah.
Maori, right? Okay. So maybe there's something in that.
Maybe there is.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And then I wondered if there was some like jokes about Maori people and that's somehow funny if you live in New Zealand and know something about different groups in New Zealand. I don't know.
just a little bit of racism.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
It was Taika Waititi was the preacher, so he directed
He was
it.
the director.
Yes.
Okay.
He's also in What We Do in the Shadows.
Okay.
Do you remember What We Do in the Shadows much? Do you remember
I
the
do
main
remember it.
vampire?
Yeah.
He's got a German accent, obviously, but
Yeah. Oh, is that him?
yeah, that's him.
Oh, right.
Also.
Maybe he just likes doing funny
interesting.
accents.
Yeah, I think he might.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I
very
enjoyed the preacher quite a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so frustrating.
What's he saying? Yeah.
Oh,
I like Ricky's guess. Vegetables? Vegetables? And then the other woman at the back's like, Jesus.
No.
You know, sometimes in life, it seems like there's no way out. Like a sheep trapped in a maze designed by wolves. And you know that if you're ever in that situation, there are always 2 doors to choose from. And through the first door, it's easy to get through that door, and on the other side, waiting for you, are all the nummiest treats you can imagine. Fanta, Doritos, LMP, burger rings, Coke Zero. But you know what? There's also another door. Not the burger ring door, not the Fanta door. Another door that's harder to get through. Guess what's on the other side? Anyone want to take a guess?
Vegetables?
No, not vegetable. No.
Jesus?
You would think Jesus. I thought Jesus the first time I come across that door. It's not Jesus. It's another door. And guess what's on the other side of that door?
Jesus.
Jesus. Yeah, Jesus. He's tricky like that, Jesus.
Yeah.
I think I've been in church sermons before where they ask the audience something and some kid puts their hand up and just says something completely off, just going in totally the wrong direction. They have to pull it back. Must be difficult being a modern trendy preacher.
It had a lot of good quotable kind of moments.
Yeah.
Of just with the lines,
Yeah.
the scene.
Yeah.
Just the kind of offbeat, unexpected.
Asking for a selfie when the missing kid turns up.
Yeah. And when remember when they meet those guys in the first kind of bothy bit, and they're asking Ricky if Hex hurt him, and Ricky was like, "No, I found some prickles." And then one of the guys he pushed you in those prickles. I just didn't see it coming. Tried so much. But as though he's asking him, has he done something terrible? He's like, he pushed you in those prickles. Yeah. So I'm going to be doing an impression of a New Zealand accent every time I quote from the film.
It's the only way to do it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a lot of other notes, Fernando.
Well, they're mainly observations.
Oh, do you have notes here?
Yes, these are
I was
my
wondering why you
notes.
kept checking the phone. Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm not being rude.
Didn't keep notes on
I'm
this
being
one.
a bit rude. Did you not? Oh.
Yeah.
We watched this with a friend. in fact.
Did you?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So we did actually have to say, "Oh, that was good" at the end,
Did you?
which
Can you just
is not.
stop in silence and not talk about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'd have been rumbled.
Oh, scandalous.
Who did you watch it with? Oh.
Liz.
Well, I guess that's okay.
Yeah. we didn't tell any lies. We were like, "Oh yeah, Laura recommended it," and we thought we'd talk to her about it next time we saw her, which is true.
Maybe Liz could join.
No, it's a secret film club.
I know, but we did say that we could consider other members.
We did say we could consider other members, but we need to be very careful.
We need to be very selective about the other
I
members.
do like Liz, but let's not rush into anything. That's all I'm saying.
You should try and engage her on what her opinions of this film were, and see if
It
she's
involved
got
a lot of
anything.
tears.
Did she cry?
Yeah.
Oh, did she? Oh, that's nice. I like it when people cry at films. I recommend.
Yeah.
Something satisfying about that.
Yeah.
I made you emote.
Yeah. Did you cry, either of you? Did you cry?
I didn't cry actually. It was close though.
I didn't cry.
If I'd had a beer, I probably would have done.
I think I teared up at one moment, but I've forgotten the moment. So.
I thought it was sweet, but maybe it didn't grab my heartstrings.
What is your favourite scene?
My favourite scene.
I think I liked every part with Psycho Sam.
Okay.
Interesting.
It was
That was
funny.
probably my least favourite part.
Really? Oh, I love Psycho.
It wasn't my favourite part.
I don't know if it was my favourite scene, but I certainly one of the most memorable scenes for me.
I think the moment for me was when the women from Child Protective Services was didn't want to go down the valley to cross to get them. So you just come down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that works.
It It totally took me by surprise when she was on the chat show on the news and then just totally laid into this kid. It's funny how awful he is when the whole point of the investigation is to rescue him. No child left behind, that's my motto.
Yeah.
Not our actual motto, of course, but just me.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, I liked it when Sam was like, got some good press when you saved the diabetic guy, but then you robbed those hunters, so you're back in the negative. Yeah.
I can see myself watching it again.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
So it's good that I bought it on Amazon for like £4. Pretty good
That's
going.
good. I ended up just renting it, and I might buy it on DVD.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, the price to rent it on Amazon was like £3.40 or something.
Oh,
It's
did
like
you splash out for
embarrassingly.
HD?
That is not even. Doesn't even cross my mind to get the SD version.
Oh.
There's what century are you living in?
You call it shit definition.
That's what the S stands for. No, yeah, it's just unacceptable. None of that. Always HD every time. I'm still kind of surprised that they're selling the SD version.
Some
It's
people
annoying.
don't care as much as you.
Yeah, I watched it in SD. I'm very sorry.
I mean, that's
I
fine
had a
if you
high
don't care,
definition projector. I thought that might balance it out.
but- Oh, no. Of course it does. That's like saying, well, I don't have much beer, but I've got a really big glass to drink it out of, so I guess that's better.
I don't care.
I didn't notice.
Projector was. So you had it on like a massive screen.
Yeah, I projected it onto the wall.
Nice. That
It
must
works
make it
very
look
well.
even worse. You can like see the blurring and the
You probably
pixels.
should have done it in the one with the window.
I mean, to be fair, it's not gravity. Like you're not going to miss much from. Oh, I couldn't see every hair on his head. Like it wasn't a spectacle of a film. It's still just as funny in SD.
Could you
isn't it?
tell when it was Sam and when it was a bush?
I did have trouble with that. Now that you mention it.
Did you think it was an amazing disguise? Because if you did,
It was a pretty amazing.
it's pretty poor definition.
I like sorry to harp on about Sam, but I really enjoyed his escape tunnel. Do you remember when he opened
Hadn't dug
it? He
yet.
hadn't dug yet.
That's interesting. Yeah, so that one, maybe I'm with Claire on that because a lot of it was sort of fairly cheap visual humour.
Oh,
like,
I really loved it.
he's
It made
the
me
silly
laugh so
character.
much. Yeah.
Uncle, we have to go!
Come out and get over the boy
Uncle, they're close!
Sam, what's the fastest way out of here?
Jetpack!
Do you actually have a jetpack?
No? What? Wait, I've got an underground bunker. This tunnel leads directly to an underground cave. I haven't dug it yet.
I guess most of the film was more kind of odd, like slightly more subtle, funny characters saying unexpected things.
Yeah. What did you think of the family that he eventually is adopted by?
Oh yeah,
And that scene where he runs off to get help for the diabetic guy and they meet the
I
girl.
thought it was
and
good. We didn't quite find out whether he and the girl got together, right? Because he
I don't
he
think
really
they
liked
did.
the girl.
Yeah, but that's like his sister now.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting question.
That's not a question.
Well, so I have a question, which is children who are adopted when they're like 14. Do they ever are they likely to like fall in love with their adopted siblings? Is there a higher chance than if they were
Yeah, probably.
if they'd been raised as siblings from early? And if so, do most adopting parents consider that to be okay?
I think you're asking us to comment on a world we don't necessarily know a lot about.
Fair enough.
I don't think it is incestuous. It's got a weird... It's tainted by incest.
Yeah.
But it's not incest, because
Yeah.
you haven't grown up with them, really.
Yeah. I guess that's what I'm wondering, to what extent it feels like incest to the people involved.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like it's got to be a lot less than if you've grown up with them.
I suppose it's to the extent that they feel. If they feel comfortable, then it's okay. If
Yeah.
they do not feel comfortable, then it's not okay.
But imagine if you knew them, and they're, adopted brother and sister, and they're dating. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Yeah. But that is just cultural incest taboos. So.
Yeah. Anyway, they just didn't touch on that really in the rest of the film. Which was interesting because we saw him absolutely infatuated with her to start with, and then just didn't really come back to it, which is fine.
Stretched out his hand after her. Do you remember that?
I don't
and she
remember that.
turned away and was galloping away on the horse, and he just glutes her and he's like, oh my God. Yeah. Did you like that they adopted him in the end?
Yeah, that was a nice touch.
It was weird.
It didn't seem entirely realistic. I don't know quite how that court case would have gone in real life, but I feel like two people who harboured him when he was on the run from the law, it's maybe not the first people that would get a chance to...
Yeah, but he was a bad kid, so anyone that was willing to take him.
Yeah,
that's true, maybe they just didn't want to send him to juvie.
Juvie. What the hell's juvie?
So there was definitely a feel of good night, Mr. Tom about it for me.
Oh,
yeah,
that's interesting.
And it was just when he did his gruff, like really frustrated with this child whose world he didn't understand. I was like, yeah, that could be John Shaw right there.
That's very true.
Have you seen Goodnight, Mr. Tom?
No, or maybe I have. No, I don't think so.
It's about a little boy in the Second World War who gets sent away from London because of the bombing and stays with someone in the countryside, and it's an old man who who really resents having to take him in. And over the course of the film, the man comes to accept him and actually see him almost as his own son, and rescuing him after the war's over.
Well, I thought it was like the Plague Dogs.
Oh, I can see that.
I thought
actually.
of the Plague Dogs.
No.
I did think of the
because of the outrageous pursuit of them.
Yeah, sending in the army and everything just for two people who just want to be left alone and survive. I thought
That is
obviously
so strange.
profoundly different tone from the Plague Dogs. But yeah, this idea of the two of them in the wild, sort of stealing what they need to and trying to.
Oh, in the winter
lie low.
scenes. With the snow and the frost and the struggle to
Oh, the Plague Dogs. That was a very good film.
Oh, that's
You've
true.
recommended loads of good films that I loved.
Maybe I have.
I'll have to look through my list, but yeah, definitely. Mean Girls, that was your recommendation. I loved that.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
We went around to yours.
My
to
house,
watch it.
yeah.
You recommend good films.
Oh, that's nice.
You also recommended some other films. But it was a pretty good strike rate, I reckon.
That's good.
My next note is that I like how inclusive they are, calling themselves Wilderpeople instead of Wildermen.
Oh,
yeah,
very nice.
That's true.
I've never heard the word Wildermen
Oh, that's because...
or Wilderpeople.
No,
it's not a real word.
but
Oh,
I think
okay.
they could have just gone straight for Wildermen, couldn't they?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, fair enough.
What does your next note say?
My next note is just agreeing with Ricky's observation that the scene in which they were involved at the moment was indeed like The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot that bit.
Do you-
That's maybe
I-
one of my favourite bits.
Whispered to Claire when they were hiding there. Oh, is this like a subtle reference to the Lord of the Rings because it's a New Zealand thing? And then he just said it. Yeah.
Did anyone watch an advert for the film before?
Yes.
I didn't know anything
Wait,
about
but
it.
before you recommended it, I saw the trailer.
Really?
And I thought it was an interesting movie, and I thought that I would like to watch it.
Oh, excellent.
But when you mentioned it, I did not know that it was actually the film that I had seen the trailer.
Okay. I just say that because it has that scene in it.
Okay.
He just
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't see that?
I mean, no.
Oh, well. Anyway, yeah. But I'm glad that you saw it organically within the film.
Yeah, I try not to watch anything if I can avoid it.
Organic.
I figured it was going to be an animated film just from the title, but only because I looked at the picture for the WhatsApp group did I discover it's not.
But yeah, that was a great bit with the Lord of the Rings reference. Yeah.
I was just waiting for the guys from Flight of the Conchords to turn up.
I wanted to think at least one of them would turn up at some point.
We just got married.
Yeah, that's fine.
What parts of the film did anybody not like or dislike?
I liked everything.
What did I dislike?
What did I do? Oh wait, no. There's something that I did that dislike. I thought at the beginning and maybe throughout the movie that some of the conversations appeared to be like a voiceover, and I did not like that.
What do you mean?
Like the audio in the conversation. Yes, the conversations that they were not having were not recorded at the same time.
I noticed that just once. Yeah. Just the lips were out of sync.
Oh well, it was not just once. I thought it was most of the movie.
Wow. So you think they filmed it and then dubbed it later?
Wow. That is what I believe and happened.
I could hardly believe that they did that for most of the movie.
Oh well, at least I would say that for at least the first 30 minutes.
Wow. All the dialogue.
Yes.
Wow.
That's what I thought.
I'm going to have to watch it more closely next time.
I am going to not watch it more closely next
Yeah,
time, because that's a good way to ruin it for yourself.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'm wrong, but that is the impression
so.
that I got, and because of that, I was not liking it. But all the jokes were so good that I started liking it.
Despite yourself.
Did you not like any part of it? You said the Psycho Sam bit was a bit too much.
Was a bit meh.
Okay.
I found it funny, but yeah, far from my favourite though.
The animals were not CGI'd particularly well, I thought. Like the bird that they see and the boar that killed the dog.
The boar was terrible.
It's not very well done.
The boar that killed the dog. When I saw that was CGI, was it?
Well, at least, yeah, I think so.
I thought it looked like a massive puppet.
Oh,
yeah.
wait, maybe it was, yeah. I think some of its movements were
case,
probably CGI, but
sorry?
I don't know. Oh, sorry, go on.
In any case, I thought it looked like a really, really, like, unbelievably fake boar. And then I thought, is that what boar look like in New Zealand?
Did you look it up?
I didn't look it up.
Should I look it up?
Should we look it up? Find out what boar look like in New Zealand, yeah. 'Cause now I think about it, I think wild boar even in Europe look a bit funny.
I mean, they look a bit funny, but they don't look like they're made out of cardboard.
Yeah.
But I guess it was low budget, right? Spent all their money on that shot where the police car flips in the air, I reckon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did panic at one point.
Here's a picture of
that it was going to get a bit Thelma and Louise at the
Yeah.
end.
Here's just a boar. Not really that similar.
That looks quite fake, but that's a real boar, right?
Yeah. With some.
I wonder if New Zealand boar just
bastard behind it.
look fake.
Well, I don't
Oh,
think
here,
there's a
actually,
real boar in the film.
No?
That's a bit more like it.
It's quite real.
But it looks quite like the boar in the film. But real.
I see.
Yeah.
Anyway, not that it made a huge difference to me for the film, but yeah. Took me out of it a little bit tiny, I suppose.
When you see, like, platypus, they don't look real. But they are actually real.
Yeah.
Kiwi birds.
Yep.
They're not real.
Wallabies.
Yeah, they're a bit
I like
weird.
calling them
Any. Yeah. Sorry, I think it might be one of those films that we don't actually have that much to say about because it was just like a nice.
It
fun-
wasn't challenging, was it? It was.
I think
well,
actually, to be honest, there were
Make people
some
cry.
symbols.
Oh,
Not symbols, but
Symbolism.
It's symbolism time.
time.
What were the symbols?
Well, I'll read them out from my notes. Well, I won't read them out, but I'll give you a summary. I think that a apart from being a light-hearted comedy, the film was actually about the disenfranchisement of Maori people, because there were subtle things woven in it about how, like, the youth were... Remember, he talks about his friend Amber dying in care, and no one mentions it to him.
Just doesn't
the fact
mention
that he might have to go to juvenile detention at some point. Remember at one point, Heck says that Bella wasn't actually from the place in the bush that she said she was from. He said that she just made that up. I think that's a sort of commentary about, like, disconnection and trauma of the Maori people. The fact that they were taken from their lands and they're trying to forge this connection. And the fact that they're in nature the whole time. There's this kind of, like, thing about colonialism and disconnect with the Maori people. And, that's something I think that was... Yeah. Okay.
And the director is Maori.
The director is Maori as well, so it makes sense that he would want to do that.
And there were quite a few Maori actors.
Yeah.
If
he ends up with a Maori family, which is why I think that's important for that to happen, because it's about
he's meant to be Maori.
He's Maori, yeah. He is
although
Maori.
he grew up in foster care and therefore maybe was disconnected from his roots in that way.
Yeah, exactly.
But ended up with them.
Yeah, which I think is nice. And just the fact that the adults in the film don't talk about him as like a child. He's like
a monster.
Yeah, he's a spanner in the works. He's a bad egg. He's like
spitting,
kicking,
graffiti.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's no sympathy for him.
Yeah. Which is very good because it adds to the comedy, so it may not even have that other layer. But I do think that it had messages about colonialism and loss and trauma suffered by Maori youth, particularly.
Sure. Was she called Bella, the adopting mother? She wasn't Maori, was she?
She is actually at least part Maori.
Right.
Yeah. I looked that up on Wikipedia.
Okay.
The actress is...
Cool. The character's not obviously Maori, although she talks about her beliefs in...
her people being from deep in the bush. And
definitely does establish her as Maori, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that's too far-fetched. There's a more literal level as well, which is... Maybe this isn't about an entire culture being displaced and trying to find its roots, so much as just... I don't know if it's similar to in, say, America or Australia, where native people tend to be poorer and don't get as good educations and tend to have the cards stacked against them a bit in various ways. Is that the same for Maori people?
Yeah, very much so. Colonialism.
As a result of colonialism. So maybe it's just that these are several literal Maori characters who are suffering because they're disconnected from things. I hadn't really noticed either. But it's all there.
So the thing that's just connected in my head is that Bella talks about like this ascending to the afterlife and it being the closest place to the sky and stuff. But she has a Christian service at her funeral given by a Maori. So at what point, like, do they believe in that? Like the pagan religion that's come from like the world around them and stuff, or the Christian thing? Like why is that a thing?
Probably like a mesh of both. Like, 'cause I imagine colonial settlers violently imposed Christianity, and it's not always as simple as they rejected it or they kept it holy. It's most often like an amalgamation of. But if you think in like, I don't know, Uganda and Tanzania and things, they've wholeheartedly adopted Christianity.
Quite vehemently.
Yeah, because of colonialism, because of missionary settlers and things like that. So.
But they still have a lot of traditional beliefs.
Yeah, so it becomes like a...
That's interesting.
Yeah. It just varies, totally depending on context and history and things like that. So. Yeah. Not that I know that much about it.
Zealand.
Yeah, that would be good.
We could talk to them about all of these things.
If I was a proper anthropologist, I would know about this because they're obsessed with New Zealand.
Oh, yeah, so
Yeah.
you said.
Yeah. So the other semi-symbolic thing about the film was reading and language, and how surprisingly important reading is to Ricky, because he loves books and getting books.
Yeah.
And it's important, I think, that Heck can't read.
And he makes fun of him.
I know, he does make fun of him a little bit.
He tells him that
Heck
he was
takes it
raised by wolves.
Yeah.
We don't even have a map. Where's our map?
Don't need one. I know where I am.
Probably couldn't even read it anyway.
Why would I need to read a map? I already told you I know where I am. Reading's stupid anyway.
Only people who can't read say things like that. What? No. You can't read?
What's your
You're like one of those people who like raised by like wolves or something, eh? Ooga booga, me heck, me no read. What's this? This is words. Me stupid.
You little my foot.
You okay?
No, I'm not okay. This is all your fault, you little bastard.
Yeah, he's very
He
cruel
looks so
about
sad.
That was very mean.
But then Heck's learning to read by the end. Which is
Yeah,
nice.
he's getting good, isn't he?
Yeah, but I think that's important because, yeah, I don't know. Because at the
Symbolic, or is it just
beginning,
cool?
well, at the beginning he's very grumpy and rejects kind of the preacher's words about Bella because they're terrible mostly. But
Yeah.
that's quite a lot of like superfluous, rambling language, and he is very grumpy when Ricky does pull the haikus.
Like weeks to heal.
Okay, Debbie Downer. Can we think of something more positive? Maybe you could write a haiku to express your feelings.
A what?
Lost in the forest, a sore ankle, poor uncle. Oh well, never mind.
Oh, God, we really need to get out of here.
And things, and he can't read. But then, sort of, there's a turning point when Ricky's incorporates Heck's name into one of his haikus, and he really likes it.
Yeah, first time.
And
I
then
ever
he
heard my
learns
name
to
read
read by the end, and he does his own haiku by the end.
Yeah.
Yes.
I loved his
Yeah.
haiku.
It was a great
So
haiku. Yeah.
Touching.
Oh.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that Ricky was reading to him as well.
Yeah. See if I
Yeah, and they read books together.
Yeah, I thought that was really sweet.
That's good.
Yeah. Oh, and the word majestical.
Oh,
That was good, isn't it?
Yeah. Something about just Heck and language. I think there's something to be said about like his relationship
Yeah.
with words and reading and things. But also majestical is a very good word.
yeah, I'm definitely going to incorporate that into my daily vernacular. There was a book on the shelf when he arrived at Bella and Heck's house that later he's still carrying with him. I can't remember what.
Was it Animal Farm?
It could have been, yeah.
Yeah, we see that.
And
Yeah.
it's like the same copy of it.
Okay.
And I don't think it's the book that matters, but I think it's significant that he's kept one of those books,
Yeah,
because obviously they can't carry a lot of things
Yeah.
with them,
yeah.
but he seems to have kept one of the books from Bella.
I think the books were part of the things that won him over in the beginning. You know how he was very resistant to,
Yeah.
kept running away, and yeah,
Very successfully.
just gradually was worn down. But all the tat that she put in his room, and the hot water bottle in the bed, and the dog, and the breakfast, and the birthday song.
Ricky Baker, now you are 13 years old. You are a teenager and you're as good as gold. Ricky Baker, Ricky Baker, happy birthday. Once rejected, now accepted by me and Hector. We're a trifecta. Ricky Baker, Ricky Baker, Ricky Baker, Ricky Baker, Ricky Baker, Ricky Baker, Ricky Baker. Hip hip!
Hooray!
And there was one thing that just never came up again. I thought to start with it was going to be a really bizarre film. I thought it was going to be like Get Out or something. When he goes to bed and she says, I've left the books there for you and a hot water bottle and a knife for killing monsters in the middle of the night. And that's it. And I thought, wait, what? Are there actually going to be monsters in this film? Like, is this going to turn out to be a supernatural? Because I knew nothing about it. Are the Wilderpeople like some fantasy element of the film? But that was such a weird thing. A knife for killing monsters. Why on earth would?
Well, they were very, very like okay with knives and having to kill to survive.
Yeah.
Like.
Maybe she thought it would make him feel safe.
Yeah.
That
gives him some control over the situation because he can.
Oh no! I also made a note on the knife. Well, I mean, I just made a question: give him a sharp knife, and I thought it was a crazy idea because first of all, they think he is a criminal, and second of all, I think you should keep him safe. So surely he could do himself some harm with the sharp knife.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. And I think that's why it's like weird to us. But I think in their head it was like, well, you need that to, like, if an animal comes in, you're going to have to kill it. So you need a knife.
I suppose, yes.
I don't know. That's just my.
It was funny though. I did laugh.
I do have a question though, which is why was Heck in prison?
Manslaughter, he said.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the outstanding charge.
In the end?
Yeah.
Why did he go to prison? Kidnapping, I suppose.
Was it kidnapping?
Yeah, I wondered that as well, actually.
Yeah,
I thought it must have been kidnapping.
Eventually made clear that he didn't kidnap it. He did threaten people with guns a couple of times.
Oh, yeah, true. And he robbed those hunters But he clearly wasn't in prison for very long because Ricky had not aged.
Yeah, so maybe it was maybe he got off.
Yeah, with the major charge.
It became clear he hadn't kidnapped
anyone. So maybe he was in. Oh no, it wouldn't be. I was going to say maybe he was in on like remand, like until a trial or whatever. But he went to the halfway house afterwards, so it was definitely like
he served a prison sentence.
Did it ever become clear to the authorities that he was not molesting Ricky?
I think it must have, or he would have gone to prison for a very long time.
He'd have been the rest of his life in prison. And again, maybe that's not a very realistic part of the film, so maybe we shouldn't hold it to too much realism. But yeah, that sounds right, doesn't it? And I'm glad they showed us the court case with people giving their testimony, and any reasonable judge would conclude that it was fine. They had a similar thing at the end of Baby Driver, where he eventually... Have you seen Baby Driver? Yeah. Where he goes to the court case, and when you actually think about it, if they have a fair hearing, he's actually going to get off quite lightly because he didn't do all that much wrong, and there's a lot of mitigating circumstances, and when you don't really think about it during the film, but when it comes to it, you're like, oh, actually, yeah, short sentence, it's all over. It's a nice, happy ending to both films.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the end, as we've said.
Why did you stop watching the first time you watched the film?
I felt like it was heading in a Thelma and Louise kind of direction, where something horrible was going to happen. Heck was going to die, and maybe it would be like a fairly happy end for Rick. I didn't know. I had no idea what was going to happen, but the dog had just died, which was already enough to make me like put it off, because I get sad about that.
Well, he had to be sacrificed.
What?
As in the boy did not kill him. The dog had to be sacrificed, right?
What?
Did he not?
If the dog had just come back to heal properly, then no one needed to have died.
Do you think he needed to be sacrificed?
Because he was suffering.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
what you mean.
No.
Oh, yeah, maybe sacrifice is the wrong word.
Oh, maybe.
But to be
euthanized?
To be killed, euthanized, that's a better word. Put down.
Yeah, he definitely had to.
Oh, yeah.
Sacrifice, I think, is like when you kill an animal for the gods or whatever.
Or to save yourself, like it would be
yeah.
sacrifice if you like held the dog up in front of you to take a bullet.
Well, I apologize for my use of the word sacrifice.
That's all right.
That's okay.
I inform you that if you ever learn Spanish, you can use that word to refer to the situation.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Interesting.
Like the Spanish version of the word.
Yes.
What is the Spanish version of the word?
Sacrificado.
And does it just mean killing something?
I mean, it also means to perform a sacrifice, I suppose. But you can certainly refer to the situation as the dog was sacrificed.
Oh.
Okay. Meaning someone killed it, but without hatred.
Like a mercy sort of
thing. That it was clear that he was suffering, so it was better for him to be sacrificed. Yes.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, no, I just have the sense that some horrible things are going to happen.
Oh
so
yeah.
I put it off.
When they're in that car, he's like all the way to the end. So, oh God. Is there a cliff nearby? Because this is.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
a
I
definite
could just.
Thelma and Louise reference. Isn't that?
Yeah.
Driving through the first time they've been in like a bit of desert in the whole film.
Yeah. Yeah, I was very expecting it for it to have one of those endings that's just a bit sad and like it leaves you like a bit sad.
Have you ever been on the website doesthedogdie.com?
No.
'Cause I feel like you could get a lot out of that. The idea is to that's the main category is just you look up a film that tells you whether the dog dies, and it's a way of avoiding films you don't want to watch while minimising spoilers. So it's got stuff like, does the dog die? Does anything like get inserted under people's fingernails? And are there spiders? Loads of things that just certain people just don't want to watch films with that in.
Wait, are you telling me that there are some films where dogs actually die and they film it?
No, but some people don't want to watch a film
like
that has a sad bit with where the dog gets killed in the story.
Okay.
Or some people just want to know that it's coming.
Look forward
It's
to
an
it.
interesting website.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to go on
And
that.
there's bits where people will... Some of them, like, people will get into debates in the comment thread on these little things, and you'll see, like, 40 people said the dog did die and 2 people said it didn't die, so you can see maybe 2 people are messing around, but then you'll get to other things like, it's worth a look. Good website.
Is there a subcategory saying, is it a happy ending?
I don't think so.
That would be quite good.
I'm trying to remember that. There's like 50 different categories that you can look at.
Okay.
I'd like it to be noted that you have put the Elton John song Ain't No Sacrifice into my head. Do you know that one?
Yeah, I do.
Ain't no sacrifice.
You went to an Elton John concert.
Did
I
you?
did. I saw Elton John
Oh my
supported
God.
by Lulu.
Wow.
It was
Who's
phenomenal.
Lulu?
She's a singer and she was very famous many, many years ago. And
Is she
did good.
Portuguese?
No, she's Scottish.
Oh.
Is she the one that did Don't Go Breaking My Heart?
No.
Who was that?
Kiki D.
Kiki D.
Kiki.
You can see what I'm doing. Not Lulu Q.
No, Lulu didn't sing with Elton John. She stood at the side of the stage and watched the whole concert. I can see her.
Oh, that's
That's
nice.
nice.
Oh, thank you.
You heard the theory that Lulu is actually like Zorro, and whenever the old Lulu retires, a new person secretly becomes Lulu.
Just like Batman.
Yeah. Is that with Batman?
Yes, right? I mean,
Is that the
Batman is not always Bruce Wayne,
Oh, really?
at least in the comics.
I've never read the comics.
I've never read the comics, but I'm aware of this
I saw the
situation.
Chris Nolan films. I think that's really all I have for Batman.
And then Robin becomes Batman eventually, I think.
Oh, wow.
Robin.
Okay.
Graduates to Batman.
Remember James Mitchell, our supervisor, once saying that Wilf couldn't fix some bug that someone was having trouble with, and so they asked James, and he was like, "Oh, right, could Robin not do it? Now you've come to Batman. I'll sort it out for you."
Speaking of Batman, I was reminded today of my favourite nickname of all time, and it was a guy called Wayne Bruce, and they used to call him Man Bat.
That was something your dad knew, right?
No, it was just on the internet.
Oh, right, okay.
It was on like Scottish People Twitter or something.
That's really good.
Thank you so much for recommending this film. I thought it was a wonderful one.
Oh, good.
It was dead good.
Yeah, it was good. Should we choose the film for next week or do the music?
Oh, we have to close
Music
the
first.
meeting.
I just thought if we're recording it, maybe it would be nice to have the film selection in
So
the
all
recording.
the listeners can hear. Yeah, go on then.
Well, the thing is, we already know that it is going to be Michael, but Michael might not have his decision.
Oh, true, yeah.
Yeah.
But then they would know
Oh, you do
that it was
know.
Michael
You
picking.
do know,
You
okay.
know. I think we should do it right now.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, mainly because also we haven't talked for an hour, so.
Oh, wow. That's okay. We can have a nice short podcast.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Plus, I want to go and play croquet, and I think
True.
we've just got enough light left.
You reckon?
But I mean, it won't take any more time whether I play the music now. We did, as
Yeah,
much
yeah.
is going to have to happen,
Yeah, exactly.
but it's already included.
We do have to have the Mexican music though.
No, because we are not randomly selecting. Well, I mean, we can have.
No, we
I
have to have
think
the
it should
music.
only be for the random selections.
What?
Otherwise, you're just making a mockery of the music and the
I
hat and
completely
everything.
disagree. I think it's
It's
tradition
like
and there shouldn't be a selectivity.
What?
in it.
I think it's
I think we have to pick the names from the hat.
We have to pick the names from the hat. We did
There's only
last
one
time.
name.
Yes, but
we
it's
did
ceremony.
Last time, and
It's
felt
ceremony.
ridiculous. It is ceremony, but
If
I don't know.
film comes about anything, it's about ceremony.
It's like
It's
people
about
get-
ridiculous, pointless ceremonies. Oh, what's happening? There's nothing in the hat. I'm sorry, but I have to take a note. I don't even have a pen. Get me a pen. Thank you. I got one.
Would you like to draw it?
Oh, yes. And the person choosing our film for next week is Michael.
Excellent! It's me!
I wanted to be noted that I had the chance to write a comedy.
I'm glad you just went for
Flip.
Michael.
I just went for Michael.
Time was a factor.
Yeah.
I have chosen my film.
Oh, what's your film?
My film is Lagan, Once Upon a Time in India.
Excellent.
Which I don't know a lot about, but I know that it is said to be the best Indian film that has ever been made.
Whoa.
It's a long
It's what?
It's a long one.
Great.
It is on Netflix.
Oh, good.
How long is it?
It is 3
Oh
hours
my goodness.
and 45 minutes.
Whoa.
I think that
That's a two-parter.
Michael's statement of the best Indian film ever made is quite a bold one.
That's
because
huge.
There are many movies made
Yeah.
in India each year because of
Yeah.
Bollywood.
Yeah,
So this being the best.
I have never seen it,
What a
Must be.
statement.
but it's very popular and very well reviewed.
Oh,
That's all
well,
I
I
know.
also have an Indian. Yes, excellent. This is an excellent idea. Thank you for recommending.
Lovely. We're ready for a closing ceremony?
I think so.
Oh, did I turn that back up? Yes.